So this is my drawing process of drawing Charizard, the Pokemon. If you were to Google image Charizard, this is probably one of the top images that would come up. And the bottom left is the finished drawing, actually. So what I first try to do is I try to get the major shapes down and get the proportions correct. To do this, I use a lot of structure lines. Think of it as like making a stick figure with a bunch of shapes and trying to get, in particular, angles and placement of certain key features in the right spots. So at this point I have a circle for the body, a kind of swoop for the tail, and a box giving a placement for where the head and the neck kind of will be. And here I'm just kind of boxing in where the wings are too. So at this stage I'm drawing very lightly, and I'm just trying to get certain components, certain angles, figure out where everything should end up being. I'm trying to draw really loose and have very little to no detail in this stuff at this moment. I just want to get the box shape of everything in. The key with this is trying to draw fast, quick, and very light. The faster you go, the more smooth the lines will be. Think of it as like riding a bike. If you go too slow, you're going to be very wobbly and you might fall over. So if you go faster, you get more smoother lines. And that'll help when you go into drawing the more permanent lines in the future when you're trying to make harsher lines, because then you have like a racetrack or a road to kind of follow, so you have more confidence in your pencil stroke. Like you can see here now, I'm starting to make some harsh lines and more commitment to certain features, like drawing the hands and the arms and the wings. So I'm starting to take those loose drawings and now make them into more permanent. At this stage, all I'm doing is drawing with number 2 pencil on computer paper. So once I feel like I got all the lines fairly well, I'll erase, just like I'm doing here. So I'll erase most of my structure lines and all the loose sketch, and now I'm going in with these new acrylic markers that I got for Christmas. I've never used them before. This is the first time with this drawing. I'm testing them out. They're really nice. They cover really well, and they're pretty opaque. And they didn't bleed through the paper, which is surprising for me. So like, I thought for sure it would go through the paper, and I had a second sheet of computer paper behind this one, but nothing went through. And they do layer on top of each other very nicely. I will say with these acrylic markers though, the only downside is there's a bunch of colors in the set that I got, like they're double-sided brush tip markers, but each side is a different color. And so like, I feel like, yes, I have whatever 36 or 72 different colors, but that means I don't have a whole lot of ink, and so if I run out of a certain color, I'm gonna be kind of screwed and I'm gonna need to buy a new marker fast. That's the one reason why I like using Copic markers in general, the alcohol ones. I'm able to refill the colors that I use the most. They are more expensive, but when you go to refill them, it becomes cheaper and cheaper and cheaper the more you use them. So I don't know if I'm going to use these a whole lot, but it was a nice test to see their ability, and I did like how opaque and how really smooth they went down. I don't know when I'd use them again, but they're good for cartoon drawings like this. So once I blocked in all the color, then I went around and inked everything. So all my pencil lines I went and made permanent with ink. So there again, it's like if you have a line below, like if you were tracing something and you go over a traced line, you have more confidence in that pen mark, that because you have a line you're following, it's easier to be smoother. So if you're a newer artist, sometimes it's better to have that roadmap ahead. If you got anything from this drawing video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribe if you aren't. And there'll be more drawings in the future. Happy New Year.